Well, what would you say was maybe the biggest issue tonight? Just kind of lack of execution?
Yeah, combination of we didn't execute very well. We came out lethargic. It was disappointing that as a veteran group who's played in this multiple times, granted it's different, but we knew better. We had talked about you cannot come out just thinking you have it made and that you've already beat them. Like they're good basketball players and they've got pride. They're not going to come out here, especially after how we played. Kind of smacked them around a little bit in the first game. They came out hungry and turned around and tried to do the same thing to us. So, yeah, our approach wasn't very good tonight. That was disappointing. We looked disinterested for part of the first half, and I thought the second group gave us good runs. But, 17 turnovers. You can't turn the ball over 17 times and let Vance Jackson go for 29 points and blow coverages and then not execute offensively.
I showed some resolve, though. Some pretty key moments, just maybe too big of a hole to dig out of at times as well.
Yeah, big hole, and I don't know, we got there, just ball didn't go in. A couple, like James Woodard got a great look in the corner for a three and missed there late. Just kind of got out of rhythm, but we had a couple good stretches where our second group especially, I thought Chauncey Jenkins was really good tonight, his energy, just got to be sharper.
Despite the loss, were there any veterans that you felt like stepped up leadership-wise, or maybe were doing some of the talking in the huddles?
No, I'll be honest. I don't think so tonight. I think we could have been a lot better in a lot of ways, myself included. Starts with me, kind of setting the tone that we have to be more prepared and ready to go. I thought we were, but that's on me. But no, top down, we weren't very good tonight in a lot of areas.
Do you think this lights a fire in the room for tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of got a pissed off group in there that is embarrassed a little bit and doesn't feel like they played very well. I don't feel like I coached a very good game, so they'll be ready to go game 3.
Kind of struggled to get Marcus Keene involved maybe as much as the other night. What did maybe you see there that they did to frustrate him a little bit more?
Yeah, they were a little bit more aggressive, I think, in their ball screen coverage. Got a lot more hands in the driving lanes. Just kind of got him out of rhythm early, but he's an absolute pro. I have no doubt that he'll be juiced up and have a much better performance next game.
Any more questions? Getting a second chance, does this make you like the new format?
No, I would rather have moved on and played somebody else already. You see why playoff basketball is hard, even when maybe you're you feel like you're the superior, more talented team, like an NBA playoff game, but it's still difficult to continuously be a team. Things are adjusted game by game, and we didn't adjust very well. And obviously, that starts with me.
Thank you, guys.
Well, guys, pretty big turnaround from just a couple days. What did you think maybe was the biggest factor?
Well, I think it came down to determination and heart. Obviously, when you're coming into a situation like this, playing against the champs, it's a tough opportunity, right? The thing about the TBT, it's real physical, right? It kind of reminds me of the NBA from the perspective of, hey, this is like a pro atmosphere, right? And a lot of our guys are getting an opportunity to play pro. But the thing about it is they came out and they played with a lot of heart, and there was a lot of structure, because we were moving the ball from one side to the other, and we were making them work a little bit. Last game we weren't doing that. It was just a matter of them controlling the situation, but at the same time, some of my guys had not been on this type of platform before, and it's a totally different situation.
The crowd can be a big factor. How do you guys feel like you handled that, knowing exactly what you're getting into, at least for game 2? It's kind of an unknown the other night, but how'd you handle that tonight?
Yeah, first, praise be to Jesus Christ, for real, for giving us the opportunity, these guys, to be healthy, come out here and just display their talents. The crowd, man, I loved it. I loved when they went quiet. That's when it played really into our favor. Momentum was going our way, but the atmosphere is amazing. It's that college atmosphere. Wichita, you could definitely feel that they impact the game, and I'm just very excited to come out here tomorrow and keep them quiet again.
I think what he said, I kind of feel the same way. That's why I play the game. Playing in that type of atmosphere, the that's my passion. That's my love. So, you know, take that to the heart.
Playing in front of 5,000 to 7,000 people, man, it feels good. It's been a minute since I've been on that platform, but it's just amazing being able to see these guys show up and accomplish what they just did, because nobody expected us to win this game, especially how we just got beat.
Nobody.
But it came down to heart and determination, and I like the group that we got, even though we can talk about some of the guys to a certain extent that were supposed to come, but I feel good with what we have, and we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Do you mentioning the guys you were planning on having coming in? Do you feel like there's an adjustment between game one and tonight of figuring this group out a little bit more that played in tonight as well?
I think the group. I think my guys. They needed to figure out how to play together, right? Obviously, you got Wichita that's been playing together for a minute. They added a couple new pieces. My guys, we've been together for a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
3 days. 3 days.
And we had a couple practices in Albuquerque. But at the same time, us trying to figure out who was going to be a part of this team, it's been one of those things. This is my 5th year coaching since we've been doing this, and it's been one of those things to where we don't know. But once again, I love what we have. We could talk about some of the guys that were supposed to be here, but I feel like what we have is a nice gelling group of guys, because the last 2 days they've been able to play with each other. With having those 2 days off, it wasn't ideal, but I think it helped us in the long run.
And then just Vance was special tonight, man. Just
Vegas
your thoughts on him today.
Well, I've been trying to get. I've been kind of getting on him. I'm like, yo, bro, you need to show up, right? Like, I think you're the oldest on the team, and what are you trying to accomplish, right? Obviously, these guys here, some of them already have jobs already, and some of these guys are trying to figure out if they're gonna have jobs overseas or whatnot. Vance came out and played unbelievable. That energy was there, and you gotta also keep in mind Johnny McCants. He's that guy that's our motor. You could just tell. I feel like these group of guys, including myself on the bench, we were all feeding off of Johnny, right? So I think it's gonna carry over. We'll just see what happens tomorrow.
Coach, you mentioned a moment ago about maybe some players who had never been right in the TBT atmosphere, and Monday, was just an environment they'd never been in. What did those conversations look like on the team between Monday and today, for you guys to come out so strong?
Well, Monday it was one of those things to where we got some good shots. They just weren't dropping. We had some layups that were going in and out, and it's just one of those things that happens. I think we came out from the perspective of trying to move the ball to where we had to make them play defense longer than 10 seconds, to where they had to take some energy out of it. And at the same time, I felt like they started pressing a little bit more because we were making shots. But I think we all just stayed together and just told each other, hey, we just need to figure it out from the standpoint of, like, we need to guard. And if we guard and rebound like we did, because they beat the crap out of us on the rebounds last time, and I felt like it was a totally different environment because we got more physical as the game was going on. So